Welcome to the It Girl Podcast, where we discuss living life like the It Girl. Our host, Erica Passy, brings on different guests to talk about their perspectives on all things It Girl lifestyle. She covers topics such as wellness, fashion, travel, and current It Girl trends. And now your host, Erica.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the It Girl Podcast. This is where we talk about all things It Girl, from travel to goal setting to fashion and friendships and everything in between. And this week, I'm really excited because I have one of my classmates on. Her name is Olivia.
Hello, happy to be here.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about goal setting and one of my favorite topics, travel.
Yes.
And how those kind of interrelate. And so, first off, just like every other episode, I'm just going to ask you a few opening basic questions about the It Girl concept. And so, to start, what is the It Girl concept to you?
Okay, honestly, before talking to you, I hadn't heard of an It Girl. And from talking to other people before this podcast, apparently I'm just really behind because every other person absolutely knew about what being an It Girl is. But I kind of just imagined it as a person who is like super confident, maybe a trendsetter. I've heard that it's people that like really have their life together, or just someone that like you want to be friends with. And that's kind of what I imagined.
Yes. I feel like that is like definitely the basic concept of it. Like that's what everyone kind of definitely thinks of.
Okay.
It's definitely someone who either you can be like aspire to be, or maybe someone, even like a random person walking on the street and you just think that they have like a really cool style or something.
Okay.
It could be like just anyone who has like a really good sense of confidence and like just like is true and authentic to themselves, but they have something that like that makes them like it. Yeah, they got
okay.
it. And then that makes like kind of everyone else want what they have.
Okay.
It's just kind of like a lure, you know?
Got it. I like that. that.
So what are some of your favorite It Girl trends, or like what would attract you to an It Girl, I guess?
Okay, so isn't one of those like trends that It Girls do like their day in a life where they like wake up early and like journal and make their healthy smoothies and everything? I kind of like those. Something that stuck out to me was journaling.
Yeah.
That's something that I'm really trying to get into. The past few years, I've been really focusing on gratitude because I feel like, I don't know, it just helps me if I'm getting in a funk or just anything. I notice that I'll go to gratitude and write out some just like basic things that make me happy. So I'm trying to focus on doing that at the end of each of my days. Yeah. So I guess that's a trend that I like, a little gratitude journaling.
Yeah, that kind of like relates to how a lot of people, I hate that it's like, I guess, called a trend because it's also like just a good lifestyle change, but like a lot of people do positive affirmations.
Yes.
Or like manifesting, and like there is sometimes like a negative connotation to those kinds of things, but it's just like, it is honestly just a way to stay positive in life. But yeah, it's actually kind of like funny how you brought that up because on Friday I recorded another episode, or two episodes actually, with my friend Reagan, and we were talking about gratitude and how we like really want to try to like live life like through a grateful perspective of like every day thinking about like, oh, I'm so grateful that I have this life, or I'm so grateful that like this experience happened to me, or that I have this friend, and that kind of thing.
And it really has altered my mindset because I feel like once I get into the habit of knowing every night I'm going to write down just everything that has made me grateful, I start going through my day looking for things that make me feel happy and positive. Even just like a small thing like, oh, I saw a nice flower today. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, like I make my lists and it gets easier and I feel happier, and I just really like it.
Yeah. It's definitely a good like addition to your life. So who is your favorite It Girl of the moment?
Okay, so like I said, I did not know what an It Girl was. So I was just trying to think of like celebrities that I would want to be friends with.
That works.
I just picked Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know. I feel like she's kind of
interesting choice of the moment.
Okay, that Emma, I said, I wrote this down because I was like, yeah. And then someone, I don't know, I feel like I'm behind in something because I saw something on like Instagram this morning. Okay, so I should not say Jennifer Lawrence.
I mean, it's up to you. I don't know. So I'm probably going to be releasing this episode specifically probably in May.
Okay.
But for all the listeners, we recorded this back on March 14th.
All the listeners and me, because I'm also being educated.
And so right now, Miley Cyrus just dropped a phenomenal album. Okay. Phenomenal. But it's like basically alluding to her marriage with,
Keep going.
I'm like totally blanking on his name right now, which is crazy because I used to be in love with him.
I can picture
the guy,
him.
Liam Hemsworth from Hunger Games. So basically, Miley and Liam were together at the time, and I guess there's like rumors that he cheated on Miley with Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, so I should pick a different it girl. I'll pick you.
Okay.
That feels a little safer.
It's so crazy. It's actually so crazy because I'm in love with Miley Cyrus. Like she's one of my celebrity it girls.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
Totally love her, and we totally stan her right now because I was mind blown. I mean, not like mind blown, I guess, because it's not like super shocking. Like obviously, like they had a lot of turmoil in their relationship, but it was just like, oh my god, with Jennifer Lawrence, like. If it's true. There's also now a rumor that Liam is suing her for defamation over
Jennifer Lawrence?
No.
Oh.
He's suing Miley for the album.
Wow, I really picked like not a great person freaking out over here.
No, I was just hoping you weren't gonna say Hailey Bieber.
No.
Have you heard of that?
It's like with Selena Gomez. I just listened to her podcast with on Call Her Daddy, and that was like all the information I have.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm team Selena on that one too.
I don't know, but I think I would be team Selena. I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? There's gonna be so much more information in May.
I know. I'm gonna be listening back to this.
It's gonna be old news. But anyways, I'll get back to the reason why I'm gonna post this in May.
Sounds good.
Later on in the episode. So now we're gonna transition into the bigger topic of the episode today, which is goal setting and travel. So, the it girl, there's like this idea of how she achieves goals. She maybe gets to go to a lot of fun events, or she becomes super successful either in her career or life, or let's say like an influencer kind of like blows up on TikTok or something like that. So maybe they're achieving their social media goals, maybe they're making brand deals, or they can even be achieving other goals like such as travel goals. Like there's a lot of people who do a lot of travel content and they get to achieve the like dream for many people. And so today the main topic we're going to be discussing is travel goals. So do you have any favorite travel content creators?
I sort of do. I don't follow a lot of people that aren't friends and family, to be completely honest, which is probably why I didn't know what an it girl was. But my sister, she has a degree that has to do with traveling, and now she's a flight attendant, and she has a travel account. So smaller creator, but I do follow her, obviously, because she's my sister, and I don't know, I like seeing what she's up to, following along. She does a lot of like tips and tricks. Yeah, it's good time.
I actually love how you and Reagan both like when I would ask about like an it girl or something like that, you guys didn't bring in like any influencers or anything. You guys talk about your friends and family, which I love.
I'm a very relational person. Like that is what motivates me. So I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Because I love like taking the idea of the it girl and almost like normalizing it, you know, like making it more on like, I don't know, like attainable level rather than like, because a lot of people like the automatic conception of it is just like an influencer or something like that, you know, but like I love the idea of like just saying that it could be anyone walking down the street, you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
But anyway, so let's get back to it. So some of my favorite travel content creators are I travel or I I travel. No, so I follow a lot of smaller creators. I probably wouldn't even be able to tell you like what their handles are or what their names are.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because I don't know. There's just so many with how flooded TikTok is right now with creators. There's just so many, but like I love to see all the travel content. But I must say that like my OG travel influencer, like the one who like really got me passionate about travel, was Indie Blue.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you know who that is?
Okay. I do not.
She's a girl from Utah. And essentially, when she graduated high school, she decided not to go to college. And she was like, I'm just going to start traveling. Because she had like never left the country before, and she was like this is my dream, I'm just gonna do that really fast. And so she basically started off as a wedding photographer, and that's how she got like some of her stuff like paid for essentially. And so she like went to Hawaii for a little bit, and then she went to Bali and Thailand, and then she did Europe, and she just kept going. And then her audience started to like really grow on social media, and now she's just like her social media definitely transitioned from, you know, the travel content side to like now she's doing a lot of mom content, and like she has her own clothing brand and all that stuff. So wow. she definitely like she transitioned it, but like she used to make these year-end videos, and they were just so inspirational. But she would show basically the whole year like recap of like all her travel content, and it was just so cool.
That's so cool. How old is she?
Now she's like, I think she's maybe turning 24 this year, maybe
but
25.
She's a mom now.
Yes.
Okay, got it. I was just trying to see like when she started, where she is now, and like how that's grown.
Yeah, no, her kid named Seven is I think he's like turning 3 maybe this year.
Okay.
It's somewhere around there. Because like I kind of fell off with that creator. I don't like really follow her as much like as closely anymore. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's like 3. I think she had him when she was like maybe 22. I don't know, somewhere roughly around those years.
Got it.
Yeah.
She sounds like really cool. I feel like I'm gonna look into her.
Yeah, you should. So my personal goals in relation to the It Girl concept are to build a community of people who enjoy watching, listening, or engaging with my social media content. I also love to try to be a trendsetter when it comes to fashion, wellness, or lifestyle. And so, coming up this summer, I really want to try to achieve some of my travel content creator goals. I love creating content in all aspects of my life, but I still have like a soft spot for, you know, that travel content because of how much I loved Indie Blue back in high school. And so now we're going to transition into talking a little bit more about travel and content creation in that sense. So, what are some of your travel goals?
This is a good question. I just got back from studying abroad, so I really do have this travel bug right now. Mm-hmm. But I will say my first travel goal is that I want to take a road trip.
Okay, yeah.
I know, I feel like that's maybe not what you like normally expect, but I don't know. I just kind of want to travel around my own country a little bit. I think that would be really cool. I'm also really hoping to go to Hawaii this summer. I went last year with one of my best friends. And like I said, because my sister is a flight attendant for at least until May, she picked me as her buddy. So I get free flights through her airline, like standby.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Wait, yeah. What airline?
She's for American Airlines.
Oh, okay, nice.
So like with American Airlines and then a few, actually not a bunch of other airlines, I can get free standby flights. So I'm really trying to use that while I can.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I think those are like my main 2 things right now. Probably Hawaii, and then maybe road trip, and then anything international. Come on, sounds beautiful.
For the road trip, would you like be one of those people who gets like the little van, you know, and like lives out of their van, or is it like a?
It's so funny you say this because I really want to fix up a trailer. I have my eye on this old trailer that's kind of breaking down, and I have a neighbor who fixes up trailers like for a living.
Oh, okay.
And she told me, she was like, Olivia, you come to me, I will help you out. We could make this like an after graduation project for you. So I kind of want to make it a thing, but we'll see if
Honestly,
I actually
seize the
do
moment.
it. Right?
Yeah, do it.
Absolutely.
So for the question, what are some of your travel goals? I'll go ahead and answer now.
Yes, please.
So obviously this summer I booked a one-way flight to Spain. And so I'm going to have my little Euro summer moment.
Okay.
I'm so excited for that. I booked a one-way because, I mean, I'm graduating in May. So I was like, I technically do have like a job offer, but like I'm not like too set on anything, you know? And I'm like, okay, I'm 20 now. By the time this podcast releases, I'll be 21. And I'm only going to be in my like early 20s for a few years. Like,
yes.
I got to seize the moment right now. I got to go and do this while I can. And so I don't really know when I'm going to come back. It could be in August or it could be next year. Who knows? But yeah.
Crazy. Are you going with anyone?
No, I'm going solo.
So have you traveled solo before?
I've done like the travel part solo, you know, like when you just like fly solo, but I always fly to someone. But this time I'm not going to be meeting anyone, most likely. I mean, I did have a friend who was potentially supposed to go, but now she's not going anymore because she's chasing another dream. It's okay.
All right. We'll support her.
Yeah, totally
on
being
her
supportive.
own it girl journey.
Yeah. And so I'm just going solo. I'm fingers crossed I'm just gonna make friends in the hostels.
You will.
Which I will. I'm sure it'll be like easy and fun because I feel like it's just going to summer camp, you know?
Yeah. Have you stayed in hostels before?
Once before in Paris.
Okay.
But it wasn't like, I don't think it was like a traditional hostel experience for me because we had like a private room. It wasn't like the whole dorming experience, which that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah.
And I am a little bit stressed about it because I'm like a super light sleeper.
Okay.
And so having to like share a room with like 6 other girls or like 8 other girls, whatever, like a little bit stressful for me.
My advice, if you have AirPods, put them on noise canceling mode.
Oh.
That's what I did. I did a backpacking trip through New Zealand in December, and we did the whole hostel thing, me and my friend, and yeah, it was a really great time. Highly suggest, but it was noise canceling headphones.
Was it like, okay, so I know that there's like with the hostels, like a lot of times they're like party hostels, you know? Was that where you were in?
So you can kind of figure out the vibe sometimes before going.
Okay.
The ones that I went to were not party hostels.
Okay.
We I don't know if we looked into it that much. But I know for like the first few, they were just kind of like regular hostels, guys and girls in the same room. But I was also traveling with a guy. So if I were to go by myself, I would probably do an only girls
That's what I've been
room.
looking into.
Yeah, but because I was with him, I was like, okay, like I'll bunk with you. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
I completely forgot what I was saying. What did you ask me?
I was asking about the like, how do you know if it's a party hostel or if it's not a party hostel?
Yes. For us, like I said, we didn't really look into it. One of the things that we were doing at the very end of our trip was going on this 12-mile hike.
Oh, okay.
So the people in that hostel, it was a known not a party hostel. Like it was
they were like just there for the hike.
Yeah, it was like people were coming for the hike. You wake up at
like
4 in the morning.
Yeah. Okay.
Like definitely. So you can kind of get a vibe depending on like what's in the area.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of want like a good mix because like obviously like I want to be able to go out and like party in Europe and everything, but there's also, I know I'm gonna get tired of it at some point, and I'm gonna like, there's gonna be like at least one stop for every like probably 5 stops, and I'm gonna be like, okay, I want a relaxed hostel this time because like I need to just relax.
Yeah,
you know?
They'll definitely have a variety.
Okay, good. So some of my other travel goals are obviously like, so I would love to go to Bali. I was supposed to go to Bali when I was 18, but because of COVID, quarantine, everything, I wasn't able to go. I was also supposed to go to Japan, which like I would love to go to Japan. When it comes to like more of a tropical vibe, I would love to go to Costa Rica, Mexico, Seychelles, Fiji, and Bora Bora, obviously, because those are like beautiful. When it comes to like in the US. I want to go to Miami. I want to go back to New York because I've been to New York already, but like love New York. I want to go back. I want to see Utah and Montana and Washington and Oregon, and those are like all super random, and I feel like
So random.
places that people don't think to go, like especially Montana, but like for some reason since I've been a kid, I've been like, I want to go to Montana.
You haven't been yet?
Mm-mm.
Achieve your dreams.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna make it to Montana someday.
Absolutely.
But I think one of the most exciting ones for like places on my list of like goals to go to is Australia. I would love to go to Australia for like at least 2 weeks and just like explore from like end to end. Like I want to go to Australia so bad.
Absolutely. That's where I just got back from.
How was it?
It was beautiful. I was there for 6 months, I think. So I don't know. It was fantastic. Australia was also my dream place to go to. I had like the same energy as you anytime I talked about it.
Yeah.
So like hearing you makes me so excited and miss it a lot. I lived in Sydney, went to the University of Sydney. And honestly, when I was there, I was really focused on like the coast, where I didn't really go like to the outback too much. That wasn't really what my goal was. I mostly just wanted beaches, so we did Byron Bay and went to the lighthouse. We did Surfers Paradise, which I guess is kind of known as like the Vegas of Australia.
Oh, okay.
It's like a known like spring break kind of party-ish spot, but it was really fun. I had a good time. But yeah, it was great. Highly suggest.
Yeah. So I really want to go to like Perth.
Okay.
And then obviously like Sydney.
Yes.
You know, all like the major cities and everything. And maybe I would venture out into the outback, but not for too long.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really want to go. So what would be for you? What would be your dream trip?
So, like I just said, my dream trip was honestly the trip I just took. So I was, because I was in Australia for 6 months, and then I went from Australia to New Zealand, and that's where we backpack across like the upper island. So we did Rotorua. We started in Auckland, Taupo, and then from New Zealand, I went to pit stopped in Australia and then went to Bali, Indonesia. So that was like dream trip.
Yeah.
And since I've gotten back, I feel like I've been trying to struggle with like, what is my next goal? Like, I just did this big trip and now I have this travel bug, but I don't know what to do with it. So that's why I'm kind of thinking like, I don't know, romanticize my own country for a little bit and maybe do a road trip. Or my friend that I went to New Zealand with is from the Netherlands. So that's kind of like a bucket list trip for me right now, where I want to go visit him and then probably travel around some neighboring countries. That sounds fantastic.
Well, let me know if you're there over the summer, because that's where I'm going for one of my stops.
Are you really?
Yeah.
We're kind of like chit-chatting about maybe summer, but I'll keep in touch with you. I'll keep in touch. What about you?
So for me, my like dream trip was also actually what I did last summer.
Okay.
Because when I was 18, I really wanted to backpack Bali, Thailand, and Japan. That was like it.
Wow.
But then obviously, like, you know, as I said earlier, COVID happened, didn't get to go. And so finally this past summer, I like super kind of like last minute, it was just like spontaneously, I like called up one of my friends and then my boyfriend, and I was like, let's go to Thailand. I was just like, let's just backpack Thailand for 2 weeks. Like, let's just do it. And so they actually agreed somehow.
Wow.
And we booked our flights. We went and I like planned the whole thing, and it was like so much fun. Because we started off in Bangkok and then we went to Koh Samui for the full moon party, which I've been dreaming of for years. And then we went to the PP Islands and Phuket, and honestly the PP Islands were like the most beautiful place I've ever been to, and it was definitely a bucket list trip for sure.
Would you go back?
I wouldn't go back to Bangkok.
Okay, good
I wouldn't.
to know.
Because it was just like really, it was not very memorable in a sense, but it was also like just really dirty and like, I don't know, it wasn't like somewhere like, it's like a one and done, like I've seen it once, don't need to see it again type of place.
Good to
know. But like I would go back to like back to see like Krabi and the PP Islands again and maybe explore Phuket again, but other than that, like, wouldn't really need to go anywhere else.
Okay, yeah, because when I went to New Zealand, my friends were going to Thailand.
Oh,
So I
okay.
was like deciding which one, and I ended up picking New Zealand. But now
Okay,
I
yeah.
want to go back one day.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you do to achieve your travel goals?
So before now, I was traveling because I was studying abroad, and I feel like that's a great way to do it because a lot of the costs are the same if you have that opportunity. Like all the housing, the school, it was all the same as it was here.
Yeah.
And it ended up being cheaper to live there because of the exchange rate. It was like
yeah.
anywhere from 65 to 70 cents to our dollar in Australia. So when I was there, we were thriving. And in
yeah.
New Zealand, it was, I think, 58 cents to our dollar. So for us, I went at a great time. But now, have you ever heard of being an au pair?
Yep.
Okay.
My mom was one.
Was she really? Did she have a good experience?
Yeah, I would say she had a good experience. Her sister didn't really.
Okay.
Because it just all depends on like what family you get, you know, if it's like a fun family or if it's like a mean family.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm looking into doing.
Yeah.
Just because I really, like I said, I have this travel bug. I really want to go to different places, but I think it would be fun to pick a spot and sort of just immerse yourself in it for a little bit. And I love kids. I have experience nannying. So that's what I'm looking into for now to make my travel goals happen.
Okay.
Being a little au pair.
So for me, what I've always done to achieve my goals, I don't think like a lot of people don't know this about me, but I actually right now I'm currently working 2 jobs.
Okay.
And so yeah, I have like a part-time job at a Pilates place, and then I also have like a paid internship. And so I'm working both of those, and then I have a few side hustles that I do to make money. Like sometimes I hit tennis with this one girl, and then there's also this little old lady. She's so nice, and I get to hang out with her and like take her on her errands and everything. And so that's how I'm also making a little bit of money towards my Euro summer. And so I do all of that, and then I also I check out like budget tips, and I find a lot of these on TikTok. And so I'll like find websites such as like I'm pretty sure it's called like World Packers, and then there's other ones where you can do like work exchanges essentially.
Okay.
You go and like work for like a family and do some stuff for them, or you can work for a hostel and like do a little bit of stuff for them and you get like free stay.
That's how I've heard of World Packers.
Yep. And then I also did some travel credit card hacking, basically. I knew I had some big expenses this year that I was going to have, and so I went ahead and got the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, and I used that to actually pay for my one-way flight to Spain when I got all the points and everything. And then I just kind of like to plan out my whole trip itinerary beforehand, just to make sure that like I'm being cost effective. Because I feel like if you just go on a trip and you do like whatever and you don't plan anything, that's how you actually end up like draining your spending funds, you know. And so it's really good to plan your whole trip like itinerary beforehand. And then of course it's also good to like hope that friends can go with you, because then you can split a lot of the costs. But if you can't do that, then you can always do solo travel. And then like there's these travel group chats such as Girls Who Travel and the Travel Squad. Have you heard of those two?
I think I've heard of Girls Who Travel.
Okay, there are these two like Facebook groups, and basically you can put your like plans into the Facebook group and be like, hey, I'm like going to Europe this summer, I'm doing it solo, but like if anyone wants to join me, please message me type thing. And that's how you can also like make friends and connect with people and like be able to maybe find people to split costs with. So those are just some ways that like I go about like achieving my travel goals and being able to make it attainable. So how do these goal setting tactics translate into the rest of your life?
I think it gives me something to motivate myself. Just like you were saying, like, I don't know, it gives you a reason to work harder. It gives you something to look forward to. Yep. And like, it just kind of gives you a reason to also romanticize life.
Yes.
I don't know. I think that's like how it translates into my life is just like, okay, I got to get my homework done. I have to finish my education. I have to get a job, just like kind of keeping me on the right track because I have these goals that I want to be able to accomplish.
Yeah. So true. I totally agree with all that. Like I feel like it makes me more like hardworking and organized.
Yes.
And then it also like helps me with honestly learning how to budget stuff, because a lot of people will be like at my work, they'll be like, "Oh, do you want to go get Starbucks or something?" And then I have to like frame it in my mind and be like, "Okay, do I want Starbucks now, or do I want to have like a latte in Paris?"
Yes. Okay. When we were in Australia, my roommate and I would put everything in terms of boba. So we would be like, okay, well, if we could get boba, or this flight is 32 bobas. So why are we doing this?
Yes, exactly.
It was so funny.
Yeah, if you just like measure it in like your travel goals,
Yes.
then it like actually puts everything in perspective for you about like what you spend your money on here.
Yes.
So a lot of people think that travel is so unattainable, but it's like maybe that's because you're like getting one iced oat milk latte a day,
Yes.
and that could have paid for your flight.
You
like,
can definitely find deals, definitely find cheap days. There's a lot of
Yeah.
ways to work around it.
Totally. So do you enjoy seeing travel content on social media?
I do. I think it gives me like I don't know. I think it gives me like ideas, makes me feel excited, shows me different things that I can do.
It's very motivating.
Yeah, I like seeing what people are up to.
Would you ever consider creating your own travel content? And if so, what kind?
It's funny you say this. I do like have a little travel Instagram.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's called Molybdedum, which is like a crazy name. I won't spell it out. But basically, my friend that I studied abroad with and we started it when we were in chemistry. So like molybdenum is a periodic, it's an element.
Oh, okay.
Anyways. And so when we went abroad, we were like, let's just make this into like a scrapbook. So that's what it is.
That's so cute, though.
It's basically
Yeah.
just like a scrapbook for family and friends. Our goal was to post something every day and just give a little blurb, like a blog of what we've been up to, just to like keep people informed. It's not like aesthetically pleasing, but it's cute. I like it.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, for like my travel content, I love creating TikToks and obviously like posting to Instagram. I like just posting pictures and then like reels that I may make that are maybe sometimes for TikTok, but I can also post it on Instagram.
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
I love like creating like little short clips and get ready with me's and day in the life, you know, like basically vlogging. Like I vlogged every day in Thailand. It was like really fun. And then I also love to like make blog posts and would love to create like reviews on hotels and experiences. Because you know how some
Yes.
people, that's how they also hack the travel game. 'Cause
Yes.
they'll like write a review for a hotel in exchange for like free stay.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do that.
I think you'd be really good at that.
Aw, thanks. Yeah, I think it would be like so fun because I love writing and stuff. So like creating a review for a hotel would be so cool, or even just like video content, like reviews, like TikToks.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it would be so fun. So we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping up our podcast episode
Sounds
because
good.
we talked for quite a while.
Yeah.
And so do you have any last thoughts? Yeah, any last thoughts or comments?
I think just to try to like understand that travel is attainable. I just
Yes.
want to go back to that just because I do think there's this idea that it's really not. And I guess that would be like my final last thought. Don't be afraid of it.
Yeah, no, that's so true. So many people are just like kind of put it off because they think that they can't achieve it, but it is so achievable if you just like really try to travel hack. Like just learn
Yes.
all the travel hacks and you can do it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can convince your friends to go, totally, that's the
Yes.
best option. Then you guys can split costs and just, I guess, be delusional, you know?
Yeah,
just be delusional.
romanticized.
Yep. Be Emily in Paris. Yeah. So what are some topics you would like to hear more about from me in the future episodes?
Oh, is this for me to answer?
Yes, it is.
That's a really good question. Honestly, I would love to even hear an episode where you delve more into like travel hacks.
Okay.
I think I
Yeah.
would like to listen to that. Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe I can bring you on for it because then you can research some travel hacks.
Please.
I'll bring mine and
Yeah.
then we'll
I would-
discuss.
I would love that.
So in the future, I will definitely have a lot more episodes on social media, like trends, and I'm going to be talking about other stuff such as like letting go of things or people who no longer serve you. I'll be talking about confidence building and so many more it girl concepts. And so thank you all for listening today. You can find all my other podcast episodes and all my other content on all my socials. You can find me on YouTube at It Girl Podcast. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at ERIIKA.3. And you can follow the link in my bio and my Instagram to find my blog and the audios for all my podcasts. Did you want to plug your socials?
My Instagram is Olivia Zoni, and my travel Instagram is Molybdedum.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, see you guys next time.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of the It Girl Podcast, a production of the CLU podcasting class. We appreciate all of your support and would love it if you would reach out to Erica on all social media platforms. You can find her on Instagram and TikTok at ERIIKA.3. Reach out and let her know what you would like to hear about next, or send in ideas for current trends you would like her to discuss. Thanks again. Look forward to talking to y'all next time.